Hello and welcome again to Reopening Hamilton County Schools, a video program where we share information with you on reopening our schools for parents, students, and also the community. And today we're going to talk about basically maintenance and cleaning in the school district. And joining us once again is Dr. Justin Robertson, Chief Operations Officer for Hamilton County Schools, and he's in charge of maintenance and cleaning across the district. Dr. Robertson, welcome.
Thank you.
And once again, thanks for joining us as we talk about information on reopening Hamilton County schools for the fall. And let's start talking about our maintenance and cleaning, because as we look at COVID-19 and viruses, every year we kind of deal with viruses and in the December, January, February area, doing extra cleaning and special cleaning because of those. But of course, this is a different scenario, and we're looking at COVID-19 a little bit differently. So let's talk about maintenance and cleaning as we look at reopening for August the 12th. From your perspective, really, again, we're talking about primarily phase 2 and phase 3 across the district and what we're doing differently, because phase 4, everything is just nice and normal. We hope to get there once again sometime soon, but doesn't look like that's going to be August or September. And then phase 1, basically COVID-19 is not doing well across the district, and we're closed because of the spread across the community. So focusing on phase 3 and 2, which again, we're kind of back and forth right now, really in between those two phases of which one we're going to be in when school opens. So let's talk about phase 3 and phase 2, and what will we be doing across the district in our maintenance and cleaning as we open the school year.
So first of all, I'd like to say, just for our maintenance workers, they've been working throughout the summer and have done a tremendous job. I just want to commend them for the work that they've done trying to get schools ready. They were working with the contractor to update a number of our facades of our schools to make sure we've got safe entries at all of our schools, and have done a great job throughout the summer just getting ahead of some projects. So just want to commend our maintenance crews and our construction crews on the work they've done. In terms of cleaning, so like you said, these are kind of unprecedented times, and we feel like we needed to do, obviously, a lot of things different to be prepared for it. One of the major things that we have done is we put out a request for proposals for enhanced cleaning services. In that proposal, we were asking for companies to respond to providing a service in our schools that would disinfect high-touch areas at least 3 times throughout the school day. So as kids are in school, in classes, that we've got a crew there that really their sole mission is to go around and disinfect. This is on top of what we traditionally do with custodial services. And so this is an added measure that we're going to take to ensure that we're providing a safe environment for our students. We had a number of really good companies that responded to that, and hopefully sometime in the next 2 days, we'll be making a recommendation and getting a vendor on the floor to start preparing for school to open. And again, what that vendor is going to provide is, in some of our smaller schools, it'll probably be an extra person that would, again, sole purpose going around to disinfect doorknobs, water fountains, sinks in restrooms, student desks, and they would do that 3 times a day while students are in. So we'd obviously be disinfecting at night like we typically do, but this is an additional service that takes place when kids are in schools. We're gonna have to work with our school administrators, especially when you talk about disinfecting desks. We're gonna have to get some schedules down so that that person or persons will know when to go in classroom when kids aren't in there, so they can disinfect desks and doorknobs in the classrooms, again, 3 times a day. So we're excited to get that proposal out and get a vendor on the ground and hopefully help us prepare for kids to come back on August 12th.
And as we're looking at that cleaning and how that's done, we have that goes on throughout the year, but taking this extra precaution at this particular time, is extremely important for parents and those who are sending their kids to school. So great to hear that we're taking those extra precautions and bringing in extra people, extra cleaning time. And for our teachers who are watching, it's not going to fall on them. It's going to be people who are coming in to help us with that.
That's right. It's not going to fall on our teachers to do it, but we are providing some supplies to our teachers to ensure that if something happens, they have something there that can disinfect a surface, or if they feel like they want want to wipe down a cabinet, or maybe a table in between groups, we are going to provide disinfectant and paper towels so that teachers could do that as they feel like they need to. But part of the RFP is disinfecting student desk and desk in classrooms 3 times a day. So we didn't want to put that burden on teachers, but we are going to provide some supplies to teachers so that as they see need, they can address a concern immediately if they want to.
Good point, because you never know when something's going to happen and a teacher may need something right away. So good to also know that they're going to have that available to them. Also understand that we're possibly looking at buying some dividers and helping with some early classrooms with those kind of situations, maybe some signage too on trying to keep distance out in the hallways, and some other ways that we're also from the maintenance and operation side preparing our schools to help them to be safer places for our students in the fall.
So the PPE kits that we'll be providing for teachers will include things like extra masks for students, masks for teachers. Also going to be providing some disinfectant spray and paper towels to use on desk and other areas. Of course, in our enhanced cleaning that we're going to be providing, the desk and teacher desk, all the high touch areas will be disinfected at least 3 times a day. But this is more for uses if a teacher has a student come up to the desk and just needs to wipe down in between students, they'll have the ability to do that. For the lower grades, we'll be providing some dividers, clear dividers that would allow students to have a barrier in between them and the next student, or them and the teacher. Also at the lower grades, for some specific teachers like speech and language pathologists or teachers working with small groups, some face shields that they could wear either with the mask or without. That way they could work on the speech and language therapy that they're providing, or whatever other service they're providing for kids that would need, a student would need to see the teacher's mouth. So those are some examples of the PPE kits we'll be providing for teachers.
And yeah, so essentially looking at the needs of the classroom and how the teacher works with the kids, the proper PPE will be provided that will allow the teacher to do the job and also be safe at the same time.
Yeah, that's correct. And one of the things we recognize is the job from K through 12 is very different. And so the needs for a kindergarten teacher would be different from the needs of an 11th grade or a 12th grade English teacher. And so trying to match the PPE kits with the needs of the individual grade level or type of instruction they're giving to keep our teachers safe and to keep our students safe.
Now, on the student side for face coverings and those kind of things, we will have some spare face coverings. If one gets damaged at school, or maybe I forgot mine today, talk about that
That's
situation.
correct. We'll have them available at the school level, but also on our buses. So we know that we'll have some students that show up to the bus stop and forget their face covering. That way we can provide them a disposable one that they could use for the day, and then discard of it after that. So we'll have face masks available for students that forget them on the bus, and also at the school level. Obviously, we'll encourage kids to make sure they're bringing their own, but we will have some available in an emergency instance.
And we've been working with health professionals in the community. It's not just something that we sat down and decided this is what we're going to do. We've worked with health professionals, and most importantly, we've worked with teachers to try to figure out how to best serve our teachers as we begin the year, and to keep our students safe.
That's correct. There are medical professionals, teachers on the reentry task force. We had several subcommittees that also included teachers, and again, a lot of input on this plan and trying to do it in the most effective way to, again, keep kids and teachers safe.
All right, thank you, Dr. Robertson, for kind of filling us in on what we're looking at in school cleaning and providing the proper safety equipment for our teachers and our students so that everyone will be safe as we begin this new school year on August 12th. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for Reopening Hamilton County Schools, where we've shared more information with you about how schools will reopen on August the 12th. In the meantime, make sure you check our website every day to understand where we are on our phase tracker on how schools will open. You'll find that at the top of our homepage. Look for the phase that we're in currently. Click on that right at the top of the homepage, and you'll see the data tracker that allows you to look at exactly where we are with cases in the community and what phase that puts us in as a school district. We hope you join us again for Reopening Hamilton County Schools.